Right. Hello and welcome, boys and girls, and MA nerds of all ages and nationalities. Welcome to another Procast. Today we are joined by the one, the only, Levi. Hello, Levi.
Hello.
Levi's a bit of a, he's a regular now. This is, I believe it's his third cast. So this series is about interesting and fun replays we can cast with a pro. So I encourage everyone to send in what they have. Today's one was sent in by iMoGsPrime, who I will call Prime from now on. Oh God, our friend here, Levi, SPQR. Anyway, we'll get to him later. I have to announce him a certain way, otherwise a certain person gets very upset. So I encourage you all to send in replays. I will cast with most people. It's nice to cast with people. It doesn't have to be high level, because Prime sent me this one and saying it's not the best, blah. It doesn't matter. We want interesting, funny stuff to talk about. We have a pro here who's going to help us and tell us where to improve and whatnot. So I'll do a quick intro. Team 1, we have, right, I'll start off with him. iMoGsPrime, who I should know, refer to as Prime. Apparently he organised this pre and he sent me the replay, so thank you very much, Prime. You can do this guy, Levi.
Yeah, and his body is Senate and the People's Republic of Rome.
Can we just call him Roman? Or does it have to be the Senate and the People's Republic of Rome?
Yeah, we can, but basically SPQR does mean Senate and the People's Republic of Rome.
Right, okay.
I mean you can Google it,
I
for
believe
example,
you.
And that's basically the exact translation you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't disbelieve you. And then, oh look, we have an MGR. So in Team 2 we have MGR Swat. And he's with the one, the only. Well, it's your friend Levi. It's the man yet to achieve his true potential.
He's been doing it for like 1 year now. He has the potential, but he just keeps not using it yet.
Is he teasing you, Levi?
Yeah, he's teasing me.
It is the one, the only Underthings.
It's like Genki foreplay.
Oh, there you go. Team 3, we have. He's the king of Sweden. We're lucky to have him in this pre. We love him. He's the captain of Envy. It is the one, the only Genki, and he's with. Well, I don't know why people barcode, so I'm sorry. I can only call you barcode.
He is Mr. Devil.
It is Mr. Devil. All right. So okay, if it's not Mr. Devil, blame Levi.
I'm pretty sure it's Mr. Devil.
And he's in the new clan. I believe it's Fernando's clan. It's MASSS. And finally, onto I bet get these intros over. We're coming to the 4-minute meta, and it's onewaystyx from OOE. Yeah, he's a good little player. He's improving every game, and he's with another Italian. I dare not say puny anymore. They seem to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even go there.
I'm not gonna go there anymore. There seems to be a bit of upset about it.
There was a lot of drama about that on the.
There was. So I'm gonna just say ArChViLe. No longer OOE, I see. Interesting. So, Levi, have a quick chat about the meta. So, Mercs, Elites, what's going on here?
Well, obviously, if you look around, everyone starts with the usual Marauders, and few guys have some Spectres. Nothing big there. But Elite-wise, we can see Prime is copying me because I've been playing some Vikings lately, and Prime has really... I discuss a lot with Prime about the Vikings.
Right.
How they're actually a pretty safe choice to go farm with. And Prime actually agrees with me after he tried a few times. So I'm not surprised he does the Vikings.
Okay.
It also helps you zone out the Oracles.
Which is always nice.
Swat did the Oracles, which I can't say I'm surprised because he always does that.
Surprise, surprise.
And then on the other side of the map, we got Phoenixes and ArChViLe went for Disruptors.
Nice.
Disruptor is that kind of unit that you don't see too often. Mainly because of the Oracle meta.
Yes.
So, could be very interesting.
Okay. And your friend, Senate People's Republic of Rome, he's going Ghost, I see.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed him doing that a lot lately. I think he plays okay with it. I think it's one of his more stronger fortes.
So, we have 3 Phoenix players. Underthings, Devil, Mr. Devil, I believe his name is.
Yeah, I think it's the most popular right now. Like, it's even more popular than the Oracles. And for example, it's an instant problem for Prime, because Prime does think that Vikings are good against Phoenixes, but I noticed that Vikings do kind of get shut down more by the Phoenixes.
Oh, really? So, because I would have thought Vikings would have
Well,
had
you
a
know,
nice
you kind
time.
of want to have the Vikings on the ground to attack and farm.
Right,
So
okay.
obviously the Phoenixes can lift you off then, and if you have the Vikings on flying, they're not going to kill the Phoenixes.
So if you saw Phoenixes,
So
then you would be inclined
I,
not to
I, I,
go.
yeah, I would not get Vikings, but like for example, Vikings are very good when there's a lot of ghosts on the field. Like you can think of the Vikings as Reapers that cannot die. Like they do slightly less damage than the Reapers,
Right.
and farm slightly slower. But on the other hand, they have way more health, and they have the spell shield, which basically makes it so that ghost snipe will not kill them.
Oh, the
yeah,
near,
yeah,
near,
that's
near
generally
still chassis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that basically makes it very safe to have mass Vikings. So like if you're very unsure that, oh, maybe I cannot see the ghosts,
Right.
and you don't want to lose it, you just want something safe to farm with that won't die easily, then you go for Vikings.
I might try that. Oh, he
Like,
almost
like
got the
that's why I've
Phoenix.
been doing Vikings lately. Like if I know I have a good ghost player next to me and I'm like, yeah, I just want something safe to farm with, I'm just gonna buy Vikings and get Spell Shield, and that'll get me first 20-minute farm.
Well, that's interesting because I have, as you know, I've casted a lot of pre's, and you seem to you actually out of all the pro players you do favour the Viking, and it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I
good to hear
do-
your reasoning.
I do open them now these days every now and then. It is because of the spell shield and the fact that they're kind of janky and easy to run away with, while they can still somewhat farm. But as you can see here, like Styx for example just lifted 2 Vikings up,
Yeah.
so Phoenixes are like the natural counter to Vikings in my opinion.
Okay.
So
Right.
I learned that hard way. I think it was against Piggies or was it against X-Calwell? I learned that lesson.
And I think Prime is just he's saying he's just learnt the lesson as well. So, oh, I hear a saviour.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to talk about the saviour here? Let's actually. I managed to catch that. What is the
where
good
was it?
range? Because it's not as good as it used to be, is it?
Yeah, it's been nerfed a lot. Like it's just barely gonna hit like for example, the side here. Like it's not gonna go past this point.
Yeah,
Basically.
unless you got some idiot ramming his units onto the cliff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So generally, it's very hard to get a savior hit. Like ever since the savior was nerfed, every time I have tried to savior somebody from the distance, it's always missed.
Yeah.
And that just made me so demoralized. So I even stopped completely trying to get it right.
To be honest, from my point of view, I'll only use it in base now.
Yeah.
Unless I need a couple
Yeah,
of
you
hundred.
should just use it in base, obviously.
Yeah.
Like-
It's too unpredictable. But that said, I'll be on someone's cliff, and they'll clear out the whole area, and I'm like, I don't know how. But
Yeah, I mean, some people just get lucky like that.
sometimes it's just so random.
But really, that's just the thing that. First of all, the savior range was nerfed, so that obviously affects things. But secondly, people have started to learn to actually scan the CC as they go in the savior range.
Yeah.
So they know how to back down. So savior very rarely hits these days properly.
So Prime almost got 2
Oh.
Phoenix there. Nice.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I
Yeah,
mean, I think it was kind of overextending.
Well, he
Also-
lost one. Yeah, he could have saved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
I get you. Yeah, because he didn't get the
Yeah.
second Phoenix, did he?
Yeah.
So, because you're a great exponent of that, Levi. I was chatting about it in the pre I did earlier. You won't spend unless. Well, when I mean spend, I mean trade unless you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I mean-
and you won't. It's very hard because.
Hey, look, here it happened. Someone sniped Prime's Viking, but it didn't die.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I see. He's got a lot of health. A third left, quarter maybe.
Yeah. So
And but you find I find with you, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like we were chatting about in my Discord about how different styles, for example.
Yeah.
And you can be very patient.
yeah, I mean, I think that you have to be patient in Marine Arena. I mean, you obviously should not take trades where the enemy gets the better trade. Like
Right.
you should always aim for a trade where you get the upper hand. Or if you do get a worse trade, then it needs to be against someone that is not that big of a threat, like not the strongest guy, or someone that's not a threat to you.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind, for example, throwing some 0/0 Marines away for like 50 minerals if it's against some guy that it's not gonna be any problem during all game at all, anyways.
Yeah. Well, I gotta admit, it's pretty so far. It's very action packed. There's lots of Phoenix going down.
Yeah.
There's lots of Vikings going down.
Elites. I mean, this is something you can expect from NVI people a lot, especially. I've noticed.
I'd like to add. You say Envy. There's actually more OOE in here.
Well, okay. Let me correct myself. Medium level premium players are a lot like this, very action heavy and all that. And like there are some very inspirational people here that just really like getting all sorts of elites like Under and ArChViLe are that kind of players that they just constantly keep buying elites and elites and elites.
Right. I'd like you, if you wouldn't mind, to press number 3 and then C. Would you like to talk about this, please?
Camera. Yeah, I mean, I knew this. This is the one thing I knew about Swat. Like I seen Swat play before, and I paid attention to this. It's been like this for ages, and it is very bad. It is very bad. Like you don't see anywhere with this kind of close-up vision. I mean, it's obviously very better, for example, Prime to just zoom out. Like you can see so much bigger area.
Yeah.
While with SWAT, you will just see the ground and a few units around it.
Right, I'm just going to, because I had done it on stream, so I'm just going to demonstrate it now. So here is SWAT's vision. I'm on the middle, he can only see, he can't see the towers. Now I'm going to go to his ally, and look how much more. He can see both towers, he can see right down the ramp, he can see the front of bases. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's literally a no-brainer.
Obviously it is a no-brainer. But I'm also going to have to say, if you absolutely have to find something good out of this zoomed-in mode, there is that fact that since everything is so much bigger in zoomed-in mode, it's harder for you to misclick enemy heroes, for example, when you snipe.
Fair enough, but they're going to come out.
That's not really.
They're going to come
up a thing to justify it.
But they're going to come out of nowhere and kill you before you can pick them out. That's
obvious. But I'm just saying that if you have to find something good out of it, then it's that.
So
also, under, ow.
The Infestal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the best idea to eat Viking fire like that.
So Prime is a little bit careless with his Viking control.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. He likes to overextend a bit and go. He thinks he can get that final shot on the Phoenix. And he's losing his Vikings for it, sadly.
Yeah.
So if there's one...
But also, have you noticed that Prime doesn't really land the Viking to farm it on the ground? It keeps it on flying mode.
Well, every time he's landed it, it's been picked up.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, that was what I said earlier.
That's exactly what you said. Yeah, don't do it again. So you kind of... So there you go, guys.
That's why I do not use Vikings against Phoenixes, because they'll just get lifted off, and when you have them on flying mode, they can't really farm too much.
Or the oracles will come and pick them off on the ground. One or the other.
Yeah, I mean, the flying mode is just there to zone out oracles and other flying units. And for example, it's good if you're like against the Under or Fernando, who you know are gonna do Ravens and Air.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, Vikings are pretty good because, especially against Air, Vikings will help you kinda zone them out a little bit and give you something extra. Like, let's say you open with Stalkers, for example, for some random reason.
Yeah.
Then it's pretty good that you have those Vikings there, because, well, that will help you a lot deal with a mass air player. Like, it will make a difference.
Cool.
So it's not that bad.
So we've learnt two things. Levi so far, he's explained. Well, this don't get me wrong. We as I said, this is his style. You may disagree. That's fine. If you can make it work.
different people play different ways. I mean, my style is not the right style, obviously.
If for you it is.
Just right style, it's just right style to me. Yeah, like it's just how I prefer playing things.
But I think the one thing we will agree on, though, Levi, is the camera. Yeah. We've discussed why. Yeah. I showed you why. Even if you do play that way and you're watching this stream. This cast, I would encourage you just at least 5 or 10 games just to zoom out and give it a go.
Yeah, it's going to help a lot in the long run.
It will, and by the end of it, you won't zoom back in. You just won't. In fact, most arcade games.
And maybe it is even possible that Mr. Swat just simply doesn't know about it. I mean, some people do not know that you can zoom out in Marine Arena. I mean, if you look at Ladder, for example, they really zoomed in like that all the time.
Well, that's to make. Everyone is though. Everyone is though.
So let's say Swat plays a lot of ladder, and then he just simply no one has told him that hey, you can actually zoom out in Marine Arena, and this is how you do it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That could be a possibility.
So if you know him, let him know maybe.
Yeah,
He's not the
tell
only
him
one though.
tell
He's not
him-
the he's
tell
not
him
the
to
only
do it.
one, Levy, is he? He's
I
not.
know. Yeah, there are some others as well.
Yeah. You know, and there are actually one or two decent players who play zoomed in.
Yeah.
What do I just hear then now? Glory is eternal. That's Immortals. So,
Immortals. Yeah.
do you want to have a quick rundown then?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna check the merc choices. So let's see. T1 has not chosen yet. They have +6 Spectres and +2 Marauders.
Okay.
Okay, so they're still thinking on what they're gonna choose. So I'm not gonna comment much on that yet. Swat went for Phantoms, but he's not doing the Phantom Drain because he has no stun.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very sad thing. Under went Braids. So this is an Under thing. Like these days, Under's meta is mostly about air. Like you can expect Under to in over half of his games to play air.
All right. Well, this is
there's basically 80% chance that Under will do air in the pre-match.
well, this is good because you know you are well known for your airplay. I know in the previous procast you've explained it. You get another chance now to explain splitting and counters. Right, team 3 then.
Okay, so Genki went Stalkers, and I know Genki always likes opening Stalkers, so... And Stalkers in general, they did get a little damage nerf in the last patch, but they are still, in general, I would say, in overall, the best and the safest merc choice out there for early and mid game, but after sudden death, they really start, you know, losing their value.
Is Genki is he a good Lancer player?
I would say he's above average.
Because he's a good player, isn't he?
He's not the worst, but he's not the best either.
Right.
Like, Genki does have his moments, but he's definitely not nearly as good as Big Wiz, for example, with Stalkers.
Fair enough. Well, who is?
Yeah. And then we got his ally,
Devil.
Mr. Massboy, yeah, with Immortals. Immortals, well, okay, so Styx has Destroyer, so
He's just countering
clearly
him,
he's
yeah.
countering,
Yeah, okay.
He's focusing countering Steered Neighbor. That can be working as legit strategy, but you have to remember that Destroyers are that kind of a merc that they're just only good against Destroyers.
Yeah.
And very, very, very unsplitted air.
Are they no good against air then, Immortals?
Well, if you split it, then they're very weak against air.
Okay.
Like if the air player splits properly. But if it pulls up, then yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right.
But otherwise, basically, Immortals are just weak in any other way. And then you obviously have Team 4 with Destroyers and Lancers, and I think they have a very solid combination.
Yeah.
Two of the strongest Gren mercs.
Here we go. So, right, what's his reasoning then? He's artsing.
Yeah, well, because
what do you
there's
think?
Lancers next to him.
Right.
But you know, okay, so here's the thing. So first of all, for the Phantoms to properly counter the Lancers, he needs to do the Phantom Drain. Otherwise, it's not gonna really work. But secondly, you have to understand, ArChViLe does have Disruptors. Now, Disruptors are a perfect counter to Phantom Drain. You know, since you mass it up and move in a goddamn ball, then you get to disrupt the balls there, and boom, you lose a lot of Phantoms. But that's, for example, why Andrew is very not too happy with the whole Disruptor Lancer. Like Piggies was using it at one point a lot, and Andrew was saying it's basically unbeatable.
Change.
And I do understand it. I do understand it because, you know.
But if you're a one-trick pony, well, I'm not saying Andrew is, but if you're a one,
Andrew is a solid player.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you do get people who do the same thing every game.
Yeah, well, Andrew is kind of like me in that aspect that I have that passion and love for air units, so I do it sometimes even if it's not worth it.
Right.
And Andrew's the same way. Like he knows, oh my god, I'm gonna get wrecked so hard by all these guys if I go Phantoms. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways because I love Phantoms that much.
That's fair enough.
Like Andrew's that kind of player.
I didn't mean one trick. What I mean is he's very good. He's so good with it. He likes to do it. That's what I should have said. So apologies, Andrew.
So iMoG still has not chosen his merc compound, and he has like no money whatsoever. So he's in a tough spot. I don't know what he's gonna do.
He's got a worm.
Okay,
he's got a level 5 worm. So
I don't know. I don't think you really want to go for a pure Festor. Like, you still need some army or upgrades behind it. Because
Yeah.
if you're just a single Festor, it's not gonna do much. And if you lose the Festor, it's gonna be so painful to get it back with 0-0 units. Like, you should at least get some sort of army upgrades going first
Yeah.
before you start getting to Festors.
Well, we have. Well, you've been in the prees recently. There's a lot of it going on. There's a lot of people just going straight hero ultimates.
Yeah, and that's very greedy, and it usually tends to backfire on people.
All right. So it's just greedy, yeah. It's a greed.
It's a very greedy thing. Like, obviously, it's gonna be great if no one kills your hero, but you're just basically dreaming if you think that you're gonna be playing the entire game without losing your heroes.
Yeah.
You should always prepare yourself for the fact that if I make a hero, then there's a chance that I will lose it, and if I lose it, then I need to have some sort of backup plan that I can use to still stay in the game.
Yeah.
So that's how you always need to think it.
And worse still, like, again, I'm going to reference that pre you just played. It's on YouTube, by the way, people. I will link my YouTube to this as well. I do put some casts I do on Twitch onto YouTube, so please go and have a look at it and like, subscribe. Yeah. And sorry, I just got a message from Mel.
Yeah.
So yeah, go like and subscribe and follow. But so in that video, I'll link it. Where are we?
That was a nice disruptor snipe.
All right, yes, you got it. Yeah.
There, Mr. Daredevil just did the disruptor snipe, and he recalled out instantly. It was very nice.
So it was a game. I think top right. I can't remember. Was it Fernando? And bottom left, your ally. They just went straight Infestor. But imagine doing that against Big Wins and Melee. That was like, how many?
I did. He was telling me like at 15-minute mark, "Oh, Levi, I can't do anything. I lost my Festor. I can't trade anywhere. I'm dead. What are we gonna do?"
He made that thing how many times?
Yeah, and I was just telling him, well, that's what happens when you cope your Fest like that in pre-med. And I was giving him advice, and he was like, okay, so thank you for telling me this, Levi. He was actually got a nice fellow to play with. Like, he listened to my advice, and he was willing to learn. Like, he knew he wasn't the best player out there, but he just wanted to join the pre-med for a chance to learn. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, Under got it. Nice.
But this was just prime example. Both went army. Both, like as I said, when you got people like Biggies and Mel who can use Ghost, that's it. You're in for a terrible time, aren't you? I mean, you should have stopped, maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a case of saying, right, this isn't working, just stop? Or...
Well, obviously there is that thing. Like, for example, that's Under's biggest problem. In case you haven't noticed, he does a lot of elites and heroes, and he starts kind of losing them. And instead of accepting the fact that okay, maybe I should just not make more of them. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna fuck up again like that. He just does the same mistake again and kills them. And then he ends up with 0-0 upgrades. Like, Under, for example, would be so much better as a player when he just learns to accept the fact that maybe I should not rebuild that Phoenix for the 10th time during the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But instead, like, focus on army a little bit. And then later on, if the upgrades allow it, then sure.
Okay. Right, another question for you, Levi. Sorry, I've got so many.
Yeah.
All right, he's going.
No, I'm here so you can ask from me.
So he's going in Festor, fair enough. He's max leveled it, fair enough.
Yeah.
When should he? Does he need a Merc at some point? I mean, we're 35 minutes in now.
I would have already gotten a Merc, but yeah, at the very least, like basically the first moment he should get the Merc compound, some sort of.
So he's max
and
level.
Then upgrade the Merc units. Yeah.
So he's max level these worm. It's time to. Yeah.
So it's now time to simply get some proper Merc.
What do you think then? You've got hindsight of full map vision. What do you think would be nice for him, and why?
Hold on, let me think about this for a second.
Well,
I would assume that Team 2 is gonna be the biggest problem. I would assume so.
Yeah.
So
let me just put the
basically, Under has air. My body has phantoms, so I would go goalies, I think.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Why not?
Or destroyers. Goalies or destroyers, I would go for.
I do.
But basically something that would make sure that, okay, so let's say Sudden Death comes and suddenly Under gains 5,000 bounty out of nowhere and has very good raid upgrades, then I need something to deal with that air. I mean, my body has Phantoms, so it's going to deal with normal ground units. So I need to somehow complement that and make sure that we got something to deal with Under's air if possible. Like, Phantoms basically can deal with everything
there goes the
else.
worm. Did you see that? He picked up the worm, but he got the fungal up. Oh, he recalls out. Well done, Unders. So that was clever.
Yeah, that was very clever.
I just want to point out one thing. So Genki mentioned lag. Levi and myself won't get it. There's only 2 of us in the game, so it all looks. Yeah. So, some mistakes could probably be put down to that. So just bear that in mind if you think.
Yeah, well, Genki does have. He has been having a lot of connection issues lately. Right. Like he's for example, not playing that many premates because he kind of warns people that, hey, I'm having a lot of connection issues these days. Right. So I'll just lag a lot. So.
Okay.
I mean, Genki has been very open and honest with that.
Yeah.
So I do believe when he says he's lagging a little bit. Well, it can be very painful when you lag heavily.
It is.
So.
Right. Do you want to? I'll leave it on.
Oh. There's going to happen action.
Oh, he's going to pick it up again. So I've left it on Genki camera. Well. Do you want to check?
Under saviored.
He didn't hit anything, did he?
It hit some stalkers, but that's it.
Right, I'm on Genki mission. Do you want to talk about the bounty? We've not talked about the bounty for a while.
Okay, well, obviously Genki's bounty leading, which is very great for him.
Why obvious? Why obvious? You reckon he's the best player here, or?
Well, more likely because there's Under next to him. No offense to Under.
Right.
Under just tends to generally, like I said, he tends to lose a lot of Phoenix and Elites, and that's painful for him. Also, you have to understand that Genki is. I think Genki is a pretty okay early game.
Right.
Like he actually does farm pretty well most of the time.
I never asked you who you reckon will win this. Do you want to, or do you want to be unbiased and just watch?
Well, obviously my heart is for Prime because I really love Prime. Prime is that kind of a person that he's been improving like crazy in the past few months.
He has been,
and,
I agree, totally.
And he's constantly been basically sniping me in pubs and all that. And he's like, I want to learn from you. He watches my replays and he just asks advice from me all the time. He's even copying my observe positioning. And when like the Vikings, for example, because I use the Vikings, he started using the Vikings. So, when he just plays like that, it just makes me want to support him a lot.
Fair enough.
And especially when you see the heavy improvement he has been doing. It's just crazy.
It's true, and it's a great pickup for OOE as well, so XCal did well.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I hope you don't mind with your observer positioning. In the cast, I've been telling people where to put them, so I think you're going to find everyone doing it soon.
Well, hey, I don't mind. I think people should use observers more. They're very good. They're very skill-based unit. And in overall, if people use them more, it will just make Marinari that much more high-skilled.
Yeah, I agree.
And for example, Raiden's new map that we played a few days ago, like he's going to be patching in the near future, it's going to be way bigger in size.
Right.
So scans will be way harder to cover all the ground with.
Okay.
So observers will have way bigger impact there.
Lovely. So, are you allowed to talk about it, or save it for another time?
Well, I can talk about it. I mean, I don't mind.
Do you want to?
I mean, it's not a secret or anything. Like, it was just a nice little test session. So basically, Raiden was testing a lot of things. So the map was way bigger. Like, side cliffs, for example, were twice as big, so you could actually move like huge armies and micro a lot.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Every player would have a forward bunker right here and here with 5,000 health, and when you kill it, you get 500 bounty out of it.
Right.
So yeah.
So that bunker's rebuildable, is it? Yeah. Or
no, if you lose it once, then that's it, and it gives 500 money when you kill it. But it does have 5,000 health, so it basically gives you early game protection. But it's basically useless after the 20-minute mark.
I think my one change I do like is, I hope it does go through, is the one savior.
Yeah, and also Raiden has confirmed it that in the near future, savior buying will be removed.
Good. I think that's
so people won't be able to buy any more saviors. That's gonna be very sad for Under because Under is like the only player doing it still. But It's just a great mechanism to remove. I'm very happy about
Yeah,
that.
I always thought like because we've all been in pubs and it just prolongs
Yeah.
it prolongs the game and like even
Yeah,
I mean and I feel
it's just generally not worth it in any level.
and I feel guilty sitting there like with my two saviors knowing that they can't kill me because they know I've got two
Oh,
saviors.
look at this. Oh, go so near each other. Oh, look.
Oh, he got it!
Oh!
Oh,
Oh!
what
That was
health?
close.
What health
That
did
was close as a hell.
what health did I
Oof.
get away with? Whose was it? Where is it?
It was here. It had 70 health left.
70. God, I got the wrong
Oh,
vision.
damn. Yeah, these guys have some ghost action. Look at here. Oh, Brian, no! Oh, Swat didn't notice. Maybe it's because he wasn't paying attention, or then if his camera was.
God,
Big top
that fat scan though, he just missed it.
Oh,
Nice position.
yeah.
It's funny if you looked at his Marauders, they actually walk around the ghost. You could probably see that.
Yeah. And in general, that's a very great ghost position if you put it right in the corner there. Like people, those corners, people don't scan there. I've noticed that. That's why you can even plant observers there, because they just don't scan there.
I got a question for you. Where is he putting his money, Prime?
Prime,
He's not. He had 2 attack on his things. Has he got hero? He's only got 2 attack on his merc. So what's he doing? He's not saving it. What, is he losing? Is he losing his work?
I think he's been losing his Fester a few times. I mean,
Right.
look at the Fester. It only has 101 kills. That's
Right.
not much. So he has been losing quite a few times.
Okay. Oh, and he's lost
Yeah,
it again.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 200 down the drain right there.
Yeah. All right. So that's where that's going. And this is going back to exactly what you said. He's got no army. He can't even go out now.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he
make
can send his
200.
+2 Marauders out there, but they're not going to do much.
Yeah, he's just going to feed. Look, if you look in the middle there, then Lancers are wrecking him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
And this is exactly why you should always have some sort of backup plan. Like, this is just what I've also been saying about the checklist and all that.
yeah.
Like, it works for early game as well. You gotta think, okay, so how can I keep my farm up all game? If I go for hero, what will be my backup plan in case I lose my hero?
Right.
What can I use to farm with to regain my hero that I have lost in case I happen to lose it for some random reason? Because, you can't expect to be a perfect player that will just forever keep his hero alive. Like, no one's that good.
Don't let Xcal hear you say that.
Well, even Xcal loses his heroes sometimes.
No, he never know. It's lag. It's always lag.
Yeah. Ooh.
You look at the top, yeah.
So Under is trying with Team 3 here.
Is this a good engagement for him? Doesn't seem it's hard. It doesn't seem overly. Well, he's in the red. He needs to get out. Oh God, no, it's terrible.
I would say it's about average. Average.
Until the fungal hit, and then suddenly it went downhill.
It could have been a better engagement. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But the main thing is he didn't lose his Phoenixes, and that's a huge improvement. So.
All right, so let's 10 minutes to sudden death. We're on the Levi checklist now.
Okay, so let's see.
So I presume if you're.
So first of all, we're starting to reach the bounties, especially expect for Team 4. I can understand Team 4 not doing the checklist yet, but like Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3 are at that kind of bounty. But then you start thinking about things a little bit.
Right.
So first of all, I think it's about time that people should start getting planetaries.
Right. Okay.
And they should have some mass around their merc compounds in case of possible drops. Like, for example, marine drops are most popular around 50-minute mark to sudden death, because that's when marines are at their strongest before the marine drops, kind of go away. So you have to especially prepare that, hey, someone could possibly marine drop me on my merc compound. Right. Obviously, that's a very rare thing to happen, but it can happen. And if you lose your merc compound to a marine drop because you had no army there, then that's just a shame on you.
Yeah, okay. So PF for Team 1. Well, PF for everyone, basically, yeah?
Yeah, they should start getting planetaries.
It's hard to tell. What does Biodome become? Do you know?
Well, it's just going to turn into normal planetary.
All right, okay. Right, so that's one checklist done. What next? What are you looking for? So, is there anything you'd like to add? Are you thinking about getting tanks now, or
obviously have to start
medivacks?
thinking about the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
So if we go with this bounty to Sudden Dead, that would basically mean that Team 2 would be the top dog. They would be the biggest threat.
Right.
So Prime, for example, would want to pay most attention to Team 2.
Right.
I would, for example, Prime's team should just be looking at Team 2's tower for starters, and they should pay attention how Team 2 fights with Team 3. And if Team 3 starts holding mid for too long, then they need to start leaving Team 2 alone and just focus on Team 4 in the meanwhile or something and help the Team 2 take Team 3 out of mid.
Okay.
For example, Team 2, they should know that, hey, Sundead is closing in and we're in a very great position in overall because we have air units and very high bounty. So we should be able to hold both towers and we should definitely aim to hold mid for forever. And they should also be looking at their biggest threat, which is Genki right now.
Can I interrupt you 1 second? So you said Team 2 now are in a great position. Are you happy with the way they're losing mass? Just like, should they keep these engagements up, or should they be looking to
Well,
mass?
there is still 10 minutes till Sudden Death, so obviously you have to keep trading.
Right.
I mean, as long as you don't like do a complete YOLO move and lose all 100 freights, then
Well, it looks
yeah,
like,
it's fine.
well, if you look at Swat, for example, he looks like he's out to engage. He's not pulling back, is he?
well, that's fine because he has Phantom Marine and Marines are drop on. There's still 9 minutes to Sudden Death. He can lose his entire mass at this point, and he will still have full max of Sudden Death.
All right, do you want to...
So that's what matters.
Because the one thing I'm impressed with you, Levi, is you know timing. So, like, for air, max air, how long does that take?
Well, if you lose every single air unit, and let's say you then chrono boost for the rest of your life until you have max supply.
And you've got to hit every single one, yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna take you roughly 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? So that's an air.
Well,
I mentioned
it's a rough estimate. I'm gonna be assuming you're gonna still be flying around a little bit, going to towers and maybe losing 1 or 2 air units there.
I mentioned air because air is the slowest spawner, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you've got 10 minutes left, you can max.
Yeah, basically you do not wanna lose all your air mass at this point. In overall, you don't wanna ever lose all your air mass at once. It's a very horrible thing to happen.
It is, yeah.
I know because I've been there so many times.
Well, we all have. I mean, no, Anders has.
Yeah.
Anders is like.
And Anders needs to be very careful about that.
Right, I'm just going to turn my light on. It's a bit dark on the webcam.
Sure.
Wait a second.
Yep.
Right, sorry about that. I'm back now. I had to turn another light on. Got all the lights on.
Yep.
Did I miss anything?
Nothing big, nothing big. People are trading pretty actively, but they should really start looking at the Sudden Death and be like, hey, when Sudden Death starts, you want to have full supply.
Yeah.
So you can make sure you can contest for mid and the towers.
So I did, to be fair, I did have a reason for asking so early at 10 minutes about the trading of Team 2. It's like, this is something you need to drum into yourself, like at Sudden Death.
Yeah.
You got to start thinking this. So, I knew.
Yeah, obviously, that's the best thing about Sudden Death, because until Sudden Death, it's just a lot of farming game. But at Sudden Death, you really got to start thinking, okay, I need to win this game now, because now it's the time when you start winning it.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do to make sure I survive myself, and what do I need to do to make sure I get the highest bounty, and what do I need to do to make sure I eventually win this? Those are the questions you need to be constantly asking yourself.
Right, and we should,
So-
and I'm going to agree. Like, you should have the PFs.
Yeah.
And the other
I mean, XCal has proven 1,000 times how easy and fast you can suddenly die if you don't have a planetary fortress. You can die still, even with a planetary fortress. That's the thing.
Yes, absolutely. So things like tanks now. Are we? Do you like to get at sudden death before? Are you thinking, oh, I might not get to the middle?
Well, I would even say if you're gonna get tanks, then you should get it slightly before sudden death, because right at sudden death, everyone's gonna be on mid,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder to buy tanks, especially if someone else is like gone just like 2 seconds before you on the same shop and bought 2 tanks for
Oh
himself.
god, yeah, there's nothing worse than that. Is
And
there?
then there is some cooldown, and you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then you're like, okay, now the tanks are off cooldown, but the enemy has his tanks there, so I can get the shot.
And you're literally like, I have to buy something, and then you panic click, and then you pick Reapers,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh no!
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Why
So if you are
I could have
if
picked
you are gonna buy
anything.
tanks, then you should do it like few minutes before sudden death starts, just to make sure. Like right now, it's quiet for here, for example. So Andrew should, if he wants to buy tanks, he should do it now.
Yeah.
It's quiet right now.
I think we need to mention something here. I just realised Team 4 has 2 worms.
Oh no,
It,
that's not good.
You sound like that's wrong.
Well, you know, it's just overkilling it, and it just makes you that much weaker to ghost play against ghost play. So it's gonna hurt you a lot. Like you need, like that's another thing. Like Marine Arena is a team game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you really should always look at your ally and be like, okay, so this is my ally's strengths and weaknesses. How can I fill the gaps in his weaknesses and strengths? Like, what can I do to make it so that, okay, so my ally has Festers, meaning he's gonna get wrecked by ghosts.
Yeah.
So maybe I should get something that's gonna kind of help him against the ghosts.
He has a ghost.
Yeah, but he also has a Festor.
Yeah, so
and that Festor's gonna take his attention away a lot.
So you reckon 2 ghosts rather than perhaps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Besides, they're both gonna be fungling a lot. Sometimes they can easily fungal on the same target, and that's easy fungal wasted right there.
I've got a hard one for you, Levi. So
Yeah.
if I fungal, we're in the same team. If I fungal and you fungal on top of me, does it stack?
Nope.
All right.
It's just that the next fungal is basically just wasted.
All right. Okay. I'm just checking your knowledge. You know, this is why we have you here. It's
Exactly.
like,
And remember, you have to understand. Like, if there's like two Festors in Team 4, then that's like, okay, well maybe I should get some point defense drones with countermeasures, and boom, you got 2 Festors that are basically useless against one team, and both of you have invested crazy amount of money on those 2 Festors that aren't gonna do much. Meanwhile, if you only have 1 Festor, then okay, well, maybe the countermeasure Ravens will not be the end of the world because your body will still have army upgraded properly.
right. So here we are. I'll leave it on the captain's vision, Genki. Do you want to talk us sudden death now? The bounty and whatnot?
Well, like I said, Team 2 right now is the biggest top dog. They are the bounty leaders. They are the big scary boys. Right. So at least for now, people should be worrying about Team 2 the most.
Okay.
So basically, you don't want to let Team 2 hold the mid, but at the same time, you don't just want to let Genki have mid all day as well. Like, you want to pay a little bit of attention to that.
Right.
So Team 1 and Team 4, they can trade with each other a lot. I would say they should maybe deny Team 3 and Team 4 style a little bit, but especially trade with each other because they're both kind of low bounty.
Oh, that fungal in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's everywhere. There's fungals all over the...
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the worm though. But at what cost?
Yeah. Very heavy cost. But yeah, like basically Team 1 and 4 can kind of trade evenly with each other, so they should trade a lot with each other.
Right.
But they need to pay attention to the fight between Team 2 and Team 3. If one team starts camping mid for too long, then they really need to put a stop to that. If one team starts getting too big of bounty lead, then they need to start hanging on that team and leave the other team alone.
Okay, cool.
And one team, like, the ways you can pressure some player on sudden death is that obviously, if you're a weaker team, the first thing that comes to mind is you deny their nearest tower. That in itself is going to do a lot. Like, even if you are 10k bounty behind, it will still be fine if you just force him to send something at his own goddamn tower to regain the vision.
Okay.
Like, even that will affect things.
So sudden death is very different from the regular game.
Yeah.
It is
completely different Marine Arena.
There is very subtle things. So, like as Levi was saying, there's even tricks like letting a certain team have the tower because you know they need a bit of feed to help you. These are very subtle, and the only way you can gain this experience is by playing with people like Levi, XCal, Biggies, Andrew.
I mean, obviously,
Andrew
you won't learn this. This is an obvious thing. You need a lot of premates or pups to be played. You need a lot of sudden death situations to slowly start understanding that.
Yeah, because I've casted pre's where you've been next to say XCal and you avoid each other. You just say, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously,
we can't.
I'm not gonna be trading with the XCal if
what I mean is like because you know the cross team that's the one you have to sort out first. And you don't want to start losing mass and make it easier for him.
Why would I want to trade with the XCal in that situation when my biggest trade is somewhere else?
Yeah, and XCal likewise. He's like, well, if I kill Levi, they'll just come in and kill me. You know, it's just like...
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to think of it like this, that the enemy of my enemy is my best friend.
Yeah, there you go. And that's exactly how... But some people just don't get it in this game. They feel... Oh, he's the highest bounty, must kill him. And it's like, well, no.
I mean, obviously, basically you need to keep playing that kind of balancing game until you yourself are the strongest team and you know that, okay, now I'm the top dog, so I'm just gonna kill those who were helping me before, because I don't need them anymore. I can do this by myself at this point onwards.
Unless it's you, Levi.
And at that point, usually the others will be like, "Oh shit, I helped this guy too much, so now I'm gonna gang with my old enemy against him."
Exactly, and
that's how it should happen in Sudden Dead.
and that's what I've said this before. I mean, like you may like me saying this or not. This is why I think you're probably the best Sudden Death player around because I've seen you. You know. I jokingly say sit in your corner, do nothing, but it's what you have to do.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're heavily behind, you can't go quitting because you can still do a comeback. You can still win a pre-made at Sudden Death, even if you're like horribly behind and nothing's going right your way. But basically what you just gotta do at that point is just play the balancing game. The two strongest teams, you just gotta try to do everything you can to make sure they're about as balanced as possible so they can finish each other off.
Yeah.
And then everyone keeps getting slowly more bounty, and the more you gain bounty, and the later the game goes, the less the overall bounty lead will have an effect, you know?
Yeah.
Because there will be more ultimates and all that. And then eventually, like at 4-hour mark, some guy may have like 30,000 bounty more than you.
4-hour mark. Oh,
this is just a very rough example. Some guy might have like 40,000 bounty more than you, but at the same time, you might have like one or two ultimates, and that guy might not be able to deal with them at all. Even with the superior upgrades. And then you're suddenly back into the game.
Do you remember the good old days before Sudden Death was the regular? Do you remember when we had no Sudden Death? We'd have 8-hour games. I've had 8-9-hour games at this bloody thing.
Yeah, I remember. The longest game I remember ever having was a 5-hour and 30-minute pre-made where I was... After 2-hour mark, basically, it was just me versus Cons. And we were just fighting there against each other. I was basically camping with Air, and Cons was like, "Oh, I hate you, Levi." And it was basically going at 2 a.m. and it's like, "Levi, fuck you, go to hell."
I think it needs to be mentioned. You didn't get bounty for middle or towers then, and you could buy saviors. That has to be mentioned. You could buy saviors.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and
you have to remember the most ancient days of Marine Arena when there even wasn't a supply cap, meaning there was no supply cap, meaning you could just have infinite amount of units. And I had games in the very old days of Marine Arena where I would have like 1,000 void rays. It would lag like a bitch when I would move out.
Yeah. It's true. I remember that. I remember it. And your Marine.
I even remember a case where I once did a holy A move with like 1,000 void rays with a guy that had like Odin, full of turrets, 2 Thors, and I just fucking overrun him. And he even saviored, and the savior was just beaming a lot. But there were so many void rays that the void rays were attacking the savior, and the savior was like, "Oh my god, I can't kill." Like that was the old days, and of course it lagged so much that basically no one could move or do anything.
But they were good days, though. The Nova of Swat just killed a 4. The Queen,
Yep.
just a quick up. The Queen was sniped off by, I think, Senate's People Republic of Romanus.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah, there's a ghost on there.
oh, he's in their base now. Look, he's up in their grill.
Oh,
Oh,
what's happening there?
so the Roman is, he's had enough. He's had enough of Team 4.
Yeah, his Centurions are in the action.
Now, quickly, Levi, is this a good thing?
Allies are being attacked.
Mm,
As a sudden death purist, is this good?
like I said, they're the two weakest teams, so if it's the two weakest teams attacking each other, then it's kind of fine.
Allies
Okay.
are being attacked.
So
I
one,
mean, as long as the two strongest teams are trading evenly.
all right.
I mean, obviously, if you start noticing that, hey, the second strongest team is no longer capable of holding back the strongest team, and the strongest team is just holding mid way too much, then you obviously gotta forget your own, I'm gonna farm this other team that's about as strong as me, and you gotta start thinking, okay, how can I force that team off middle and give the second team strongest a chance to hold middle themselves, so this game will last that much longer, giving me that much more time to do a comeback.
All right. Okay. Great. Yeah.
That's how you need to think of
I
it.
see what you're saying. So, I mean, at this stage, as long as the weaker team gets rid of the weaker team, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And in fact, that'll probably put them back into the game.
I mean, look, they can just trade even with each other, so I think it's fine. Like they can trade even with each other, help each other, so they both get bounty and catch up a little bit. Because they can trade way more cost efficiently with each other than they could with the top teams.
Oh, he's gonna get the ghost. Yeah, he's got the ghost. Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Romanus is quite good with the ghost. He's not too bad, is he? He's not shabby.
Yeah,
Uh,
his legionnaires are on the action.
His legionaries. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Massboy on Team 3 does have pretty nice armor upgrade on the Immortals.
You like
Have you
that?
noticed?
You like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I know you like your armor.
Armor is so underrated, I'm telling you.
It's
It's
so
so
expen-
underrated.
it's so
If I
expensive,
see
though.
someone messing armor against me, I'm worried.
You get
Like, you either need heavy splash to counter that, or you need to start spamming attack upgrades.
You get scared, do you, Levi? Do you quit the
Yeah.
game? You're like, no, too much armor.
Well, generally, if I see someone armor spamming me, then I generally try to make it so that my Marines all the time do at least 20 damage on the enemy units, no matter what their armor is. So if he buys a lot of armor, I just need to buy more Marine attack upgrades until the Marines still keep doing that at least at 20 damage. Anything less than that is not acceptable in the long run.
So
in
you're
my
saying
opinion.
20 damage over the armor.
Yeah.
So if he has 80 so if he has 8
You know, like,
armor, you want to do
basically,
28.
if you see me play, you usually see me stopping around 20 Marine damage.
Right.
And I always start increasing that Marine damage generally when someone starts buying a lot of armor.
Ah, that's
So I make sure that my Marines will still keep doing that 20 damage per shot.
Is
Like,
that
I just think like 20 damage is basically the optimal. Like higher than that is kind of overkilling generally.
do you think that's exclusive to you, or do you think people
Well,
Biggies
like I said,
and
that's
X-Cal-
that's just my playstyle. I mean, Biggies and X-Cal, I notice them do way differently. I think I'm the only one who thinks like this.
Because a lot of people just spam the attack regardless, won't they? They're like,
Yeah, but you know, I just believe in balancing the upgrades properly. So obviously, once I have just the right amount of attack, I start getting the other stats,
all
or
right.
heroes or elites.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so my army becomes more balanced. And yeah,
Cool. That's it's interesting because when I do look at your upgrades, they're always very rounded. I mean, I can't.
and especially at super late game, sometimes you can see I have more armor than attack
And
on
your-
my Marines.
and your health is good, like you do, and yeah, you do. You do the maths. You say
So
like,
basically, this is the reason why I oftentimes do have more armor than attack on my Marines.
all right,
because
yeah.
Some people just don't get armor at all, and I'm like, well, if they don't get armor, why should I get more Marine attack?
So Prime.
Oh, here's happening. Oh,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Under lost both of the Nixes, and then he kind of panicked, and yeah. Oh, it
Prime.
wasn't a beautiful trade.
Prime's gonna have a drop in his base, so he's gonna look to do that in a second. Where's he gonna put it though? Let's go back to the middle. So I'll keep an eye on that to make sure I don't miss it.
So how's Prime's upgrades? So plus 11 Marines. Oh, Prime 20 damage Marines. I like that number.
Right. He's got the tower. He's a bit hesitant. He wants to go, but he doesn't. He's going now. He doesn't. He does. Does he go? Well, see, he doesn't know what to do. He needs the tower now. So
Well, look at Team 4. They are playing greedy. No planetaries. No
Yeah, okay.
planetaries on Team 1 either.
yeah.
Swat has a planetary. Under has a planetary. They're smart.
Genki, the captain of Envy, he has
Yeah,
a.
he knows. He's bounty leading, so he's like, what can kill me? A drop! Planetary!
Your guy doesn't have one though. You must be upset a bit by Prime. After saying he copies you and listens to you, Levi, he doesn't have the main unit.
Yeah, but like I said, well, for example, I'm not in the last pre-made we played. I was heavily behind, and I didn't get the planetary. Like I got my planetary somewhere at 2 hour mark, I think.
But you
that was because I was so heavily behind. I had to cut corners.
So far behind though. You were just sitting in your base like.
And exactly, that could be the same thing with Prime here. Like he can be looking at the money and be like, "Wow, I'm heavily behind of the leading teams. I need to cut corners somewhere to catch up."
I still.
You gotta think about it like this. I'm very weak team. Why would the stronger teams want to kill me off? Like they're not gonna drop me. I'm very weak. There's no point in killing me off. I'm 3 feet to them.
Little did they know he wants to do it, cheeky git. So all right, it looks like he'll go up to team 2. So we'll keep an eye on them drops. Oh God, what's going on there? Did you see them Immortals just wreck them Marines? What are Underthings Marines like? They're 120. They're not all that.
16.5 damage.
There goes the drop, Levi.
Okay,
oh,
9 armor immortals.
He backed out. He almost dropped.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Well, he scanned that. He saw a lot of Marines, a lot of Phantoms in the base. So obviously you don't drop into that.
Well, some people would just do it.
Well, Xcal will do it basically, but even if Xcal do it, he will nuke first. Like he will place his unit there, he will nuke it so all the guards there are basically dead, and instantly after that he times it so that the drop will hit instantly after that.
Right, the Queen's gone again. It was lifted by Devil.
Oh damn.
So they're having a horrible time, Team 4. And look what's coming in their base now. So when it rains, they say Levi, it pours. Oh no, he's backed out. He's a little bit hesitant. Maybe he has.
No, he should be, because that can easily backfire heavily on him. He can easily lose his entire army without getting anything.
Right.
So if you're gonna do it, you need to know the perfect time to do it.
Well, you need the tower at least. You have to get that tower.
Yeah.
And they are. So he has the tower.
Yeah.
And
you can really see it right now. Like basically, Team 2 is just fighting mainly against Team 3. They're like ignoring Team 1 completely.
Yeah, I see that. But that's Unders
Team 3 is just defending against Team 2, while they're somewhat trying to send guys to mid every now and then. And they're also fighting against Team 4 in their own tower. So basically, Team 4 is just fighting for ported south towers. So Team 3 is having the toughest spot right now because obviously, Team 2 basically has this tower for free. Prime is not contesting it at all. So Team 2 does have it easier than Team 3.
Right. Yeah, they do actually. I'll just put the vision up. You can have a quick look at people's vision. So Prime has absolutely no map awareness.
Yeah.
So he needs that tower. If he does want to drop, you have to get the tower because otherwise they'll just see it coming.
Yeah, basically you need 1 tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these 4s are sticking around.
And that, like, towers are very important at Sun Undead. Like, yeah, they don't give us much money, but you need the towers for the vision, and more importantly, you need it if you want to try taking mid over at some point.
Oh, here it goes, Levi. There it goes.
Like,
He's got him. I think he's got him. They're busy making heroes.
Yeah.
There goes one. And with the PF made a difference there. He had the units there.
Oh my god.
So his units.
ArChViLe. Oh, sticks. Oh no. Oh.
He could have unburrowed them Zerglings. I think his problem was they
could have stopped that. And this, like I said, no planetaries, so shame on them.
Did you see V's hair? If you moved it down, he left the gap there at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had it covered, just not in the right spot, which is sad, which makes it a bit sadder.
Yeah.
Because, they will
Now look at that. Now that Prime killed both the Temos, boom, he got a huge bounty boost.
He did, yeah.
And now suddenly, his team is a lot closer to Team 2 and 3. And so basically, now that Team 4 is gone, this means few things. First of all, Team 2 is in a very tough situation because both Team 3 and Team 1 have a free tower and a free side here.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure going to be there. And that also means that Team 1 and Team 3, they need to start sending something here to have vision with.
Yeah.
In case the other party plans on doing a drop. Like you don't want to leave that area unguarded.
Yeah,
Escal, for example, would gladly punish you for that.
and he does. I noticed in our last pre, as soon as you killed the base, you killed Team 2, and straight away you had units patrolling up and down the sides.
Well, obviously,
Straight
I mean,
away, you didn't.
I am not leaving an empty side without some sort of vision.
Right.
I always need to have something there just in case. Oh,
So this is clever from Prime. Because this happens with Unders. He tends to get a little vendetta against you, doesn't he? So he's just letting Team 2 and 4 have a little fight. Sneaks in the tower now and again, the middle. He's just playing. Oh, and they don't have middle. They're not holding it. They're on it, but they're not holding it. So people, you need to actually click the middle if you're going to do that.
Ooh.
Well,
This is the point where Under's air is very problematic. No one has proper counter to these mass raids. I mean, D1's double temple cells are not going to do jack shit against that raid ball.
Right, yeah. Oh god, yeah, they're going.
So this is what I was saying earlier about the whole Goliath option from Prime.
Oh,
When
yes.
you were asking about the merc.
Yeah.
Like Goliath right now would be very golden.
And there you go, people.
I mean, obviously, you need something to deal with the air.
And there
I
goes
mean,
the
Genki
four.
obviously is relying on the Thors,
He's lost it though.
but Under has Phoenixes for the Thors.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he's just and then, as if to prove a point, he picked it up and killed it. So
Yeah. So, obviously, you need some form of dealing there. And Immortals are not going to do. I mean, you can see it here. Their bounty is roughly the same, but at the end of the day, Immortals are not exactly the best unit against him. I mean, they do decently, but not the best.
yeah, I see what you're saying because his feed's gone now. The destroyers have gone.
Also, I'm loving this, but you don't need that huge mass there. Just few units will do.
Where on the right?
Yeah, here.
Yeah. And spread them out a bit as well in case
Yeah.
they dodge around and whatnot. You know, it is possible.
Also, Team 3 is right now the strongest team, and they're the biggest threat. So, even though Andre has his air force, but basically, if I were Team 1, I would be looking at the situation. I would be like, yeah, I really want to focus on Team 3 right now.
Okay.
Like Team 2, like let's help Team 2. Like Team 2 can keep that tower for now, and I just want to hold these towers and mid whenever I can.
Exactly, and this is what I was saying earlier. It's not teaming because people say, "Oh, teaming, you're not helping." No, you want to win, so you say,
Yeah, you want to win.
"So take the
obvious-
9 o'clock tower, have it because it helps me."
Yeah, exactly. Like you like that's the thing. Like you have to aim for victory, and obviously, if you want to aim for victory, and you're the weakest team, then the only way you're gonna win is by prolonging the game as much as possible, which gives you more time to catch up in bounty and upgrades, possibly even heroes. Like you, as a weaker team, you're buying time. You need to do anything to buy time and prolong the game as much as possible. If one of these teams gets suddenly a bigger advantage, or if worse, one of these teams die, then boom, you're the weakest team and you got nothing to protect you for. Like right now, these teams are roughly equal.
Oh, there goes
So
the 4
they're
again.
kind of pissed. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh god! What you up to,
Damn.
Unders? Oh, he
Oh,
lost
Under.
both. He lost both. Can I just say as well? I think your friend Romanus has mentioned what you said. He said how Under. Well, I won't say what he said. It's not polite. So Prime says, "Why is he an idiot?" And he says, "When I attack Genki, he attacks me." And you're saying he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
exactly. I mean, Under should also understand this, that, hey, Team 1 is just trying to balance the scales, so we should just be focusing on Team 3. They're our biggest threat.
Yeah.
So if Team 1 plays a sudden dead right, then they will help us when Team 3 is the strongest, and they will go against us when we are the strongest. So basically, it's just that kind of a balancing game.
Yeah.
It can be very frustrating, like you can be like, oh my god, I'm being teamed on. Ugh. But you have to understand the bigger picture.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, obviously, it's a big different story if someone is not playing it correctly and just keeps teaming on you, even if you're a bigger team. That is obviously going to be very frustrating, but you have to go with the assumption that people know how to play Sudden Dead. You have to give them the,
I like the way
benefit of the doubt.
I like the way Andrew yesterday. I was very impressed that game, and he had I think he had Mel next to him. He was Team 1, Andrew, and he had Mel team. Oh, look, there you go. Your Marine spotted it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
And he picked
See?
off a Medivac.
Those
Nice.
Marines were worth it. Those Marines were worth it. And that's why you have people on the side.
Oh look, there's a levy. There's a levy. There's a levy obs.
Yeah, that's good, but you know, oh, that's Prime subs. Yeah, that's great. So basically, that's Prime's way of saying like, okay, so I'm gonna see if he has his Medivacs moving out on the side there, so I know to be prepared for it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, he should still leave some backup guards here. Maybe a second observer there, or maybe some Marines patrolling here.
Oh, this mass egg.
Just in case,
There you go.
just in case if he misses it on it there, like you're not gonna be looking there 100% of the time. So it's better to have like a second or third checkpoint as well, so you can have at least 2 or 3 warnings before the
Yeah.
drop hits you.
Exactly. And I like the devil put some back there straight away.
Yeah,
And,
it's
look,
like
and he's picking this up. He's doing all right. He's got 10 armor. How's that? How's that, Levy? Do you like it? He has 10 armor on his
let me look at his upgrades.
Is it?
I don't like it. It's very badly upgraded.
Oh,
Like if you look
yeah.
at his upgrade padding,
Yeah.
his marine armor and hero armor are having to be upgraded also. It's very bad upgrading right there.
So just to point out what Levy's
Like-
saying, so the next upgrade is 775.
Yeah.
Or you could get 250 for the Marine and 275, which is 525 for, and 50% each goes to your Merc. And that's
So
525.
I would like it a lot if the upgrade padding was extremely balanced, but it is not balanced at all right now. So I can't say I'm like, yeah, I like it a lot. Like
Alright.
obviously now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, he's finally got the.
Ooh.
He's lost these
Yeah.
Phoenix though. In fact, I think he just flew into the turret, which is. Kind
I think Genki has some positioning problems. Like he has the doors way too much forward. He should have them way more in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would even say maybe buy some corruptors of Vikings. Like at this point of the game, with these bounties, you can easily afford 4 corruptors and 4 Vikings spinning up the 2 doors right behind your army. Like you don't need to have them in front of the army.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
have them behind your army. So if the enemy comes close to attack your army, the doors will fire from the distance. So he have to either then retreat or fly up over your army to reach the doors, which just gives you more time to retreat. Like
Yeah.
you have to understand, doors as an anti-air are a very positioning-based unit. Their biggest advantage is that they have very long range in their air attack, so you can position them nicely to zone out the enemy air and force them into very awkward fights or back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, if you have them at the very front, then you're playing it wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. So Big E's, I was playing a pub with him. There was lots of air about, and he just left these. He said, "Watch this, Sean," and he left these 4 at the back and just killed everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's doing it now. He's going forward. Oh god, yeah. So I just wanted to. He's almost leaving his 4 naked. Like he's got no elites, no mercs or.
Like it's
marines.
way too much front. See again, it's
Yeah.
way too front. He was attacking the enemy army from the distance. Like no, that's not how you do it. You keep the door back way behind your army. So if he comes with his air force to attack your army, your door will automatically start hitting at them, and that will just force him into a very awkward position.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
how you need to do it.
Yeah. I wonder if he's got the range on it. It'd be interesting to see. Let me check when it comes out.
Yeah.
He wouldn't figure that. Not Genki, not the captain. No, he's got the range.
He does have the
Of
range. He
course
does have the
yeah.
range. Yeah.
So maybe just hold position.
So
it somewhere.
basically, that's the Genki's biggest problem right now, the positioning. But like I said, positioning is one of those things that's very hard to learn. Like, it's one of the hardest things to get right. You can very easily make mistakes with the army positioning and hero and elite positioning.
Right.
But basically, if you manage to do it perfectly, it's gonna really pay back. It's gonna really be good. Like, it's the same with tanks here. If you position them perfectly, they're gonna reward you very well. But then you can also at the same time position them very poorly, in which case they're just gonna be very useless to you.
Exactly.
Like for example, this here. What are they gonna do?
He's
I mean,
worried it'll drop. I don't know.
Well, if it drops, it's gonna drop it right in front of, on top of those tanks, and those tanks are anyways in like 2 seconds.
Oh, he's lost.
So they're not gonna do anything there. So either he needs to. Ooh.
There we go. So Prime did say he's going to get a little bit. Yeah, he lost these. So he says you might even consider giving us a towel so we can support you. But they have a tower. In fact, you said they should let Team 2 have that tower, so you disagree here.
Yeah.
Come shut up. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the bounties.
Yeah. Come on, let's have a look.
I mean, obviously, this is the other thing. Like, well, obviously the bounties look like that. Yeah, Team 3 has the biggest lead right now. Especially, it looks like that to Team 1. But you have to understand, Genki has been losing a lot of Thors, so his real bounty is actually not that high. So you have to actually click on the units and look at the upgrades to get the full understanding of the story.
There you
and
go.
then you need to make the decision. So, for example, I would say that right now, Under's team is not that horribly far away from Team 3. So, yeah, I would say that you should not just solely focus Team 3 anymore.
Okay.
Like, Team 2 is like pretty much as big of a threat as Team 3. But like I said, Prime doesn't have all vision. He just has the bounty, so he's assuming Team 3 is the biggest threat.
Yeah.
So that's why he's saying it. But if you would click on the upgrades of the units of both teams, like look closely at the stats, and then you can see.
I'd like to just make a thing here, going what Levy's saying. So if you do click on a Marine, don't just look at 7. Hover over the 7. And
look
you'll
at
see,
the numbers behind the upgrades.
And you might be pleasantly surprised and see, hang on a minute, my Marines are actually better. You can't just look at the upgrades, because as we said earlier, it takes half from the hero, half from the merc, and so on. So
I mean, for example, Kenny, I'm gonna say this right now if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But in that last pre-mate that you casted where I ended up winning, at the end, I was horribly behind in bounty, but upgrade-wise, I'm not sure if you noticed, I had the strongest Marines.
Kinda.
Did you know?
I
was comparing it. I had the strongest Marines at the end.
I'll be honest, I was looking more at your armor on your Reavers. But to be fair, that was ridiculous.
But basically at the very end, I did have the strongest Marines.
Right.
So at that point, I was like, okay, I can let Piggies die. I don't need him anymore.
I did. I'll be honest. I did. It was kind of brutal, actually, the way you used.
I mean, otherwise I would not have killed his Nova. But I was like, okay, I got enough confidence.
I know when you killed the Nova, I realised then, I'll be honest. As soon as you did that, I thought, no, you got it. You knew you had it then, because you wouldn't have killed it.
I otherwise would not have killed it, because I just did it because I was looking at my Marine in the Team 3, and I was like, my Marines can easily take on Team 3's Marines.
But it was so brutal, though, the way you did it. You're like, I have no more need for you. The poor old Biggie's like, but I've been here helping you. And
that's how it happens.
And you're like, I don't care. I need
He's my best friend until I become the strongest player myself.
But I love you, Levy. I need to win. I know what you did, Levy. You
exactly.
Poor old Big Wins was like, but why me? Yeah. And you're like, you're just a pawn in my game.
Exactly. That's how you need to think about it. Like, Piggies, I love you. Let's be best friends. Let's hug. And then 1 hour later, thank you, Piggies. Now I'm bounty leader. You're just knifing your back.
Well, to be fair, Biggie's probably done it many times to you as well. So you're like,
he has.
I love you, Levy. I love you, Levy. As he slips the knife in, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's so enjoyable. So, the pleasure.
It is.
What is this tank control here? Oh god, that's horrible. That's horrible tank control too. It was impressive at first, but then he kind of unloaded them right in front of the enemy army. And like, oh no, what are you doing?
So there is a bit of yip yap going on here about who's doing what right and what wrong. But
well, right now, look at the bounties. So right now, I would say again that Team 3 is the biggest threat. I mean, they're holding mid. They have a huge bounty lead. Genki's stores are actually pretty hardcore.
If he doesn't lose
Andreas lost a lot of his raids. And Genki's starting to get ahead in the upgrades. Like earlier on, the Marine upgrades were kind of even between Team 2 and Team 3. But now, if you look at Genki's Marines and compare them to Team 2's Marines, you're like, uh-oh, that's not good.
But our man, Prime, He actually has nice 27 attack Marines. Where does that fit in? He's not too far
Yeah,
off, is
yeah,
he?
yeah.
So-
Yeah, but again, look at Genki. He has 9.5 armor Marines,
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
32 damage. So, and he even has way more health. So, that is not good news. Like at this point, Team 1 and Team 2 need to be like, oh, I love you, let's get married. Let's get married. Let's be best friends for the rest of our lives. And then together just gang up on Team 3 and hope for the best.
I think Team 1 want to do it, but Unders is like, no. I want to be single.
Yeah.
I like bachelor life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what they're moaning about in the chat. I say moaning, but it is.
I think Prime is understanding and seeing the situation. So he's like, I need Team 2 if I wanna have any chance of beating Team 3.
Yeah,
That's how Prime is thinking about this right now.
and rightly
No,
so.
I'm not sure what Genki is thinking. I think Genki is just in general playing safe. Like he's like, yeah, I'm holding both towers. I'm in bounty lead. So as long as I keep holding mid, then my advantage will just keep growing bigger and bigger, and eventually it will spiral out of control.
Would you like to see him perhaps move his tanks forward a bit
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna do much good there.
and put them
I
there?
mean, okay,
That's where they
like
normally go, don't
those
they?
tanks are anti-drop tanks basically. So he's like assuming that Prime is gonna come from the side and drop on the Merc compound. Like there's just enough distance that the Marines that come from Prime side,
Alright.
I mean Daredevil side, like if you drop there,
Well,
like
it's-
they won't be able to just focus fire the tanks straight away because the tanks are somewhat distance away. But still, the tanks will have enough range to protect Devil's CC.
Well, to be fair, Devil's pretty much done it himself.
Yeah, obviously.
And now Genki's got the Corruptors on his cliff, so
Yeah.
he can move them out now. He
exactly.
doesn't even have the upgrade on it, like the Maelstrom rounds, or
Yeah.
I think Maelstrom rounds probably the better one now.
Yeah, and I think that Genki just did it by accident. But if you do analyze the situation, you would understand that those tank position is perfect for protecting your allies planetary against drops from that side.
Okay, all right. So he's just, as you said, he's just being rather safe than sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, or he's just kind of being lucky with it. But yeah, anyways, the thing is that that's Genki's plan: hold mid, hold the towers, increase the bounty lead, and win.
He's
And
doing,
I think that's a solid plan. Like they're getting a Nova right now. That's great.
yeah.
That's gonna give a lot of. Like basically at this late game, a Nova is always good. It's
Yeah.
very good. It
Yeah.
can stun. It can do very strong nukes.
It's,
It can lash even the strongest ultimates.
it's your favourite unit at the moment.
Yeah, I won't lie.
I gotta
It is my favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
I generally feel very safe once I have to know.
because
and some upgrades.
I've got to admit, because as we were chatting before, you said you were trying to improve your game by adding in heroes and ultimates.
Yeah,
And you're
and I
doing
mean, I've been playing with different heroes and ultimates, and I do like other heroes and ultimates as well. But in general, when I do find myself asking, okay, what is the hero that's gonna give me the most overall security and the best situation that I can cover all grounds at late game? And the answer is Nova.
Or occasionally the Odin for you. You like the Odin as well. Takes a
But
couple of lashes.
Odin is just countered by Nova, and you need to understand that if your team does not have a Nova or some sort of means to deal with the Nova, then Odin is kind of questionable.
But it's fun.
I mean, obviously, Ravens with point defense drones can mitigate the effect of some effect. Oh, what is Senator People Rome doing? Oh no.
What?
Oh, double chippies. No. Yeah, he had double ghost earlier, and now he's double chipping.
He's still got the ghost, doesn't he? They're making nukes. He has 3 nukes.
Yeah.
He's got ghosts.
Oh my god, look at T1. 4 chippies. 4 chippies.
Yeah, well, why not?
You
against,
realize?
against the Nova.
Oh. Like that Nova will have wonderful time. Like let's say he just masses attack upgrades, hero attack on the Nova. Oh my god, those chippies will go down so fast, it's amazing.
All right. Okay, let's watch.
It's like Two chippies I could barely understand, but he had 2 ghosts, so he got rid of 1 ghost to get the 2 chippies, and I don't like that.
I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert. Generally, those who send in the replay do so for a reason, Levy, and you
I know.
You well know why. Generally, so the first person to ever send one in where they lose horribly is probably we'll see, but let's see what happens.
Hey, I also have sent you a few replays where I lose horribly. I think I sent it just like one last week, where I basically lose horribly, but I sent it because the rest of the people were playing so magnificently.
And that's what we want. I mean, like, let's see. But anyway, you never know. They can still... Yeah, I'm there.
Drop. Ooh. You know, that would have been perfect for Under. Like, he needed to just click on the medipack.
Oh, if that nuke hits, will it hit? Will it hit?
Oh, it won't.
Oh no, he picked up as well. He got lucky. Well, not lucky. He picked up, didn't he?
Yeah.
So now, what does Genki do? He's in. Well, his ally's got a Nova, so he needs his ally to hit that. To hit Swat's Nova. And you'd think
also,
now.
that tank positioning is not the best either. It's gonna be blocking the 2 Thors a lot when they move to mid. So I don't like that. Also, what the hell is that observer position? Like, that observer will be instantly revealed when someone takes mid.
I think they plan on keeping mid. I think he so look, he's got to spot this Nova though. Look, no, he's got to spot the Nova. Be fair. Look, that Nova's going to walk right. See, look, he knows it's there.
Yeah.
Oh god, and he still loses his 4. No, he doesn't. Oh, he got scanned, so he's backing out. Did he get scanned? Yeah, by orange.
Oh, there we go.
Oh god, he could have one-shot that 4. Amazing.
Oh, 6,000 health Thor. Yeah, he's lacking upgrades on his Nova.
Alright, yeah, fair enough.
Like, when you go Nova, you have to be prepared to get like +10 or +12 hero attack.
I think from the pre's I've been doing, it's 16 is like the golden number. I'm not being funny. It snipes because everyone just puts help. Right, what's going on here? They're doing a levy. They're doing a levy. They're going to rush. Look, they're going to rush.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, really?
They're just going to rush. Team.
Does Devil have defensive nukes? I mean, he has a Nova, so obviously he should be buying defensive nuke just in case.
Oh god, this is going to be epic.
Oh boy.
There we go. Here we go. Here comes the levy, ladies and gentlemen. Team 1 have said, forget this. I've been watching Levy. I've been playing Levy in pre's. This is what Levy does. He did it earlier today. I'm going to do it in this game.
Well, it's not an exact Levy. Like, if it would be exact Levy, they would have nothing but temple swords.
Or army. Or armor, sorry, armor. And they're pushing through. And Genki's like, what the heck is going on here? We're like, this won't work. And Underthings is just watching. He's like, I could help, but I'm not gonna. Oh, he is coming. He's coming. And there come the nukes. And they back out. They've bought themselves, what, 4 seconds. They're going to come in again. Has he got enough? Oh, no. Yes?
Yep. They're having enough.
He's lost 1-4. He needs to
drop. All 4 chippies are still alive.
He needs to empty.
Oh my god.
He needs to empty out his medivac. He's got units in there. Come on. He has units in his medivac. They've stopped it.
Under coming for the
Under's just coming now.
Under is like, he smells the blood.
They're holding on. Team 3 are holding on. Is this the end? Surely. Genki's like, yes, I've got this now. So,
who's making Nova?
So, ladies,
making Nova.
Boys and girls, Devil didn't unload well, they weren't full, but he had enough units to unload. It would have made all the difference, as you can see. Right. Let's have a look. What does that do to the bounty? It just puts Genki. Surely this is an unassailable lead now.
Yeah, that is an insane lead on Genki. And basically, they should be learning from this. They should be like, oh crap, we almost died to an all-in. Now they need to, Team 3 needs to ask themselves the question, if they do that again, what can we do to stop it?
What can they
obviously,
do?
You have to understand, if they did it once, they can most certainly do it again.
They're coming. Genki's like, oh my god, leave me alone. He's like, I don't know what to do. What armor? What did he get? Building
Obviously,
armor? What?
they have to obviously understand that, hey, we need some instant countermeasure for this. Now, what would you do? Kenny, okay, if you were Genki's shoes, what would you do in this situation?
I don't know.
How would you defend against an all-in that you would know?
I'd
is
have my
coming-
tanks. I'd get devil. I'd get hellbats. I'd get armor. Building armor. No.
Well, so in this case, they went for mass GPs with marines and temples behind it. So obviously, what I would do is, well, obviously tanks are the first thing, like
Yeah.
4 tanks.
Yeah. Where is Devil's tanks?
I would say you should also get like some ravens for countermeasure PDDs
Right.
to protect your own army against their nukes. And then what you need to do is you need to tell Mr. Daredevil here to get 3 nukes on his nuke silo. Like 3 nukes straight away and don't even like look back. Then you just position the Nova somewhere there or there. So when they come in, you just start nuking them from the back and just basically force them into a very awkward situation. Basically, nukes will be the best defense you can have.
And there you go, ladies
And
and gentlemen.
obviously, you need to have also your Nova uncloaked. You need to get it to full energy, like right now. So it has enough energy to EMP, stun EMP as much as possible.
He's not going to lose that 4 again. No, he's doing all right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Levy's tier 1 and I'm tier canny. I panic and just spam armor on my buildings.
Also,
Yeah.
also, there are other options. Like, for example, you can move your army here. You can play the positioning game. Like, if they come at you with an all-in, then you'll have a small group here, and you can just attack their empty base and force them back. That's an option.
Can let me ask you a quick one here, Levy? So before they go in again, if you were unders, would you think about countering Team 1? Or no?
Sure, it's obviously a perfect situation. Like, if you see, like, oh, okay, like, you can move your army in there, just in case. And if you're like, oh, okay, Team 3 is about to die, well, let's move on Team 1 and get a free win. I mean, yeah, obviously it works.
This ram.
But you have to read the situation well. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I
Also,
think they've got it.
Genki fucked it up because earlier on, he sent his army there to kill Anders' Merc compound. That was totally unneeded. He knew the second all-in would come after the first one. So obviously, he needs to prepare for the goddamn all-in.
Now building armor. Spam building armor. Come on, Genki. You got 2,000 building armor.
No, that's not going to help at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Building armor. He's got 5 armor. It stopped it. Look, it stopped it. It's just gone.
Oh, God. But yeah, like, seriously, it was their own fault. They survived the first all-in, so after that they should have been, oh crap, if they did it once, they will do it again. And you need to be able to shut it down completely next time. He had a little bit of time to prepare for that, but he chose not to prepare for it. He just kept on playing, thinking that, oh, he won't do it again.
Oh, look, they think they won. Look, they think they wanted this. They wanted to. Look, they wanted to win. Team 1. They were like you, Genki, Levy. They wanted it. He loves Prime. There you go. That's how you play SD. It's not though, is it?
And now, basically, Team 2 needs to be like, oh shit, what happened to Team 3 can happen to us. They have double Nova, and that's great. So let's say they both get 3 nukes, they both have full energy Nova, with a lot of hero attack upgrades, then they can shut the chippies down with mass EMPs, coordinated mass EMPs, and they will be able to use the nukes to stop the all-in.
I think Prime's reading it a bit wrong here. I think Prime, they're not stronger. I think Team 1 are. Well, basically because the fact Prime Underthings has no merc. He has no units.
Yeah.
But they have a drop. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on this drop.
Well, I mean, that is one option to keep the enemy at bay from all-inning you.
Yeah.
I mean, if they start coming towards your base, you just fucking 2-drop a medivac full of army inside their base before they reach yours.
But they want this. Team 1 really want this. They've been fighting hard.
Yeah.
I bet their hands are shaking. I bet their palms are sweaty like their mum's spaghetti. You know that, Levy?
Well, yeah, but
a bit of Eminem.
I hate to say it to you, Kenny, but their APM and EPM are both below 100. If anything, Anders is the one tryharding here with the APM and EPM, but Yeah.
Fair enough. Is this, if you're a Swedish now, would you be calling it? Or is it, or can Team 2 come back? I feel like Team 1 have got,
I think Team 1 is the strongest team right now.
yeah, I think Team 1,
I mean, Team 2 is okay as well, but there's no Merc compound.
yeah, that's the problem.
That's a big problem.
Should he be,
And you have to also remember that even though Anders does have high bounty, his army upgrades are not the most amazing.
would you, you would probably change your Merc now, wouldn't you? So you want mass now, don't you? You need mass.
Yeah, you need mass.
So with
Obviously you need
Temple
mass.
Ops probably would have been the way here for him, though.
Yeah.
Or I've seen you get Lings. You get Lings as well. Just to
I mean,
fill out.
obviously the rates will be great if T1 chooses to give you 10 minutes of free time
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's going to push constantly. But you have to go with the assumption that they're not going to give you that time.
All right. So Prime's got a plan. I like that. He's got a plan.
Yeah.
So he's what? Like we'll get four chippies. I think they got chippies purely because the turrets can't kill him. So it makes sense now.
Yeah.
That was his plan. And now he says, let's get the towers. Let's
Also,
get full supply.
I would like to point out, when I played with Prime yesterday,
Yeah.
that one epic pre-made, he was like this there as well. He loved playing teamwork game. He loved communicating and, you know, doing a combined plan. I have to say, I was really hell of impressed with that.
Good.
Like, he was talking so much and making suggestions, and we were just combining our forces nicely. It was a joy. It was a goddamn pleasure to play with him.
I bet.
Just because of that fact.
So Genki's sticking around. He's doing what you do when you lose your. Well, you wouldn't know, Levi, because you never lose your CC. But he's you know, when I lose my CC and I've got like one unit left, I get like the corruptors, I get the tanks, the sentries,
Yeah.
the ravens, oracles
know,
maybe.
That's not gonna do much.
Yeah,
Basically, oh wait.
he could have given that 2002.
Actually, there is a little bit of a hidden story here. Look at Devil's upgrades, armor.
Yeah, so he had 10 on.
It's not actually bad.
It is good. Yeah.
Like he's armor capping under.
Yeah, he was. I saw it earlier on the tower.
Yeah.
Rhinos would be nice then, wouldn't they? Some
Yeah.
ultralisks.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
I was really hoping earlier today when you had that insane armor. I was really hoping you would get ultralisks.
Well, nah. I mean, I had mine no. So
All right.
it just wasn't the point for that yet.
I don't know. Are Team 1 showing too much respect now to Team 2?
Yeah, they should not be giving Team 2 too much time. They should like forge while the iron's hot.
Because he's got.
Although
Yeah.
this 4 medivac, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
But all it takes is Underthings just to put his wraiths in the right position.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what? You know what you should do at this point? If you're gonna do this kind of 4 medivac thing, don't keep the medivacs in such an obvious location. Hide them there.
All
So
right.
when someone scans your base, and they're like, where's the army at? Whoa, there's medivacs. Oh, he's gonna drop me. But let's say the medivacs are not there and he scans. Oh, he has no army. Maybe he just traded with the other team just now and I just didn't notice it.
Here we
Okay.
go. Here we go.
That's, oh,
I think we're gonna go. I think the time is right.
yeah.
The time is nigh. The end is nigh, I should say. You have nukes. He wants nukes.
Yeah, Prime really likes nukes. He always tells me to nuke all the time when I play.
Yeah.
Like, Levi, nuke, get a nuke, Levi, nuke. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna find nukes when I don't need them.
It's for the stream, Levi. It's for the stream. The stream likes nukes. If you're way ahead, get nukes.
Yeah.
Entertain us. We want entertainers, Levi. We want people who nuke.
Well, obviously I'll entertain when I can, but at the end of the day, when I play a pre-made, I play to win.
I know you do. I've said, I know. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
So Prime is clearing the towers here. He's clearing the front. He's just trying to whittle them down a bit. Where's this double drop coming? And that observer he has, the Levi placed observer, he's got his eyes right on that drop. Oh god, this is going to hit.
Oh!
There you go, people. There's your nuke. Don't say you don't get nukes on my channel.
The side is completely empty. Here
There
we go.
And that's the X-Cow. In
But
fact,
see, there's a little problem.
Romanus hasn't dropped.
Yeah, where would he have dropped? You have to
couldn't- he
understand
couldn't
that place was full of Prime's units. There was no room to drop there. And that's why the 4 medivac thing, I mean, it looked great on paper, but
Here comes the
it just
nut.
wasn't good.
We got another Analash. It's all going on. This is it.
I mean, you know what would have been better here?
Why
Better
not?
would have been to just have 2 medivacs full of units. Your body would go from here in the front and draw the enemy away, and then the other guy comes with 2 medivacs from here.
Yeah. Well,
That would have been the optimal way to do it.
so we've learnt a lesson there, guys. You can't drop on top of a drop.
Exactly.
So there you go. Forget everything Levi said earlier in the game. You can't drop on a drop. There you go. Right at the end. After 2 hours, we've learnt.
Oh,
There we go. He's doing the levy. He's doing the levy.
That's a very heavily armored army. It has a lot of armor, plus 80 armor marines.
Nuke. Get a nuke. You must have a nuke.
Oh, Fungo's coming, Fungo's coming. Corruption, they had a...
He needs to target buildings. He needs to...
Oh, it's not enough.
Oh, that's a shame.
The Fungo saved the day.
I don't know, actually, Levi. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh! Oh, devil! What are we watching?
He's doing it.
He's doing it.
Wow. Wow.
Is he? No, he's got linked. He's done the levy. Look, he's done the levy.
He's desperate defending. See, now what he needs to do is he needs to buy different merc compounds. No, don't buy links, don't buy cells, buy some merc compound you haven't bought yet.
Oh god, Lynx is quite possibly the worst one you can get against Immortals, because don't forget Immortals hard counter.
Well, you have to understand, when you build a merc compound for the first time, it builds very fast and you get units. But if you rebuild a merc compound, it takes ages to rebuild it. So if you are going to desperate defend, you open up with the link compound, and then you buy every other compound that you have not built it yet for once. Oh!
Look at Genki! Genki's there! He's killing them! Oh, Genki! The captain!
My God.
The captain! Oh!
Well, that was a great ending. I won't lie.
Would you believe that? Well done, Prime. I was berating people for only sending wins, and he's proving me wrong. Nice one.
That was a beautiful ending, but like I said, it was very close at the end. Like, it could have gone either way easily. And like, Prime had the right idea with the desperate defense strategy that he was doing there with the link buying. But like I said, the mistake he did was he kept buying the link compound over and over and over. Because if you just build a new merc compound that you haven't built before, it takes like roughly 4 or 5 seconds to build it. Okay?
Okay.
But if you rebuild a compound, it takes over 20 seconds.
There you go.
And that's a huge difference.
So
if you constantly keep rebuilding new compounds that you haven't built before, then you obviously will have a lot of desperate army, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. But in a tight situation like that, it can just barely save you.
Lovely. All right, so Levi, well, I'll chuck it on the score screen for what it's worth. I don't know if it means anything. We can have a look at some APMs. I think it goes on to, it better do. So, a good game, yeah? You enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah, it was a very pleasurable game, and I would like to see that Under, for example, in this game, in overall, did not play bad. Like I would say he played okay, sudden dead. But I think that's because he was actually one of the top teams this time.
Yes.
Like he generally does do a lot worse when he's one of the bottom teams. That's when he generally tends to be like, oh, what do I do now? But when he's one of the top teams, he actually does understand sudden death a little bit better at that point.
But,
I do like to say that Under played a lot better here.
He did, and Prime and Romanus, they innovated. They learnt Prime. He learnt from playing with you.
Legions of Rome came and conquered most of Europe.
And he's learnt from his time with you. Observer placement, who to attack, who not to attack, what to upgrade, when. And Genki, solid of course. I'd imagine Genki would have been saying something to Devil like, "Let's wait, let's wait." He's a calming influence, or he might have just gone. He might have said, "Do what you want." I don't know, but I'd imagine Genki had something to say there. Does Genki get the win then, or no?
Well, I think he gets the honorary win.
You think you'd give the win for that, would you? All right.
Well, it's a team. You have to remember, it's a team game.
It is a team game. Yeah. All right.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We always say that, don't we? So win or So Levi, thank you very much for casting with me. It's always a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
And
just remember, win or lose, you do it as a team. So
Yeah, of course. Again, as I said at the top of the cast, if you want to send me a replay, do so. If you'd like to come and cast and have a laugh and a joke, as you saw there, we don't care if you win or lose. It's more entertainment.
As long as you have fun.
As long as you have fun, yes. It's more entertaining. I like to say, this is why I do the Pro Series, because then we can get a bit serious. But generally, I'm more about the entertainment and the laugh. There's nothing personal. There's nothing against anyone. So, Levi, thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
And boys and girls, be nice to each other. If you meet each other on the pubs or in the prees, behave. Be nice. I'm fed up.
Amen. Peace and love.
Peace and love. I'm fed up with the sour comments and the shitty little responses. Please, let's stop that. Let's just have fun, play, and more importantly, when you lose, just say good game, well played, and then say something like, "Is there anything I could have done?" Blah.
Yeah. Don't get all mad if someone tells you what you could do better.
Yeah, I'm fed up of. It's quite prevalent in the last couple of weeks. People are very sour and salty. Keep it to yourself. Just remember, you win one, you lose one. It happens. Yeah. So thank you.
It happens to the best of us. No one's perfect.
Exactly. And so thank you again, Levi. And I'll wrap it up now. So bye-bye, and thanks for watching. Oh, like, thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what I could do better or worse. I don't know. You may want something. But yeah. So thank you, and goodbye.
Yeah.